Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I follow a ton of chart analysts, and today I read what a lot of them had to say. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos because I'm not just a content creator. I also consume content from other YouTubers, crypto YouTubers, and specifically XRP YouTubers. And I had to tell you, I could not feel more confident that 2021 is going to be the freaking year for XRP, and that's based off of what I'm seeing from the vast majority of analysts that are analyzing XRP and don't have some sort of weird ideological bias against it. Because the analysts that have the bias against it, I really feel like that creeps into what they have to say about XRP and its directional path price-wise. And it's going to be freaking excited. So I'm going to share with you opinions and comments from a few different analysts in this video. And I just got to tell you, so look, even though I don't have a financial background of any kind, and please note, I'm not offering financial advice, so you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm going to share with you that I believe what we're going to see, if these analysts are right anyway, I believe what we're going to see in 2021 in terms of price action for XRP is going to melt so many people's freaking faces. There will be face goo all over the streets. There will be city ordinances all over the entire planet saying, no, you are not, it was illegal now to melt faces based on XRP price action. There's too much face goo everywhere. Because you can think about the amount of effort it will take to clean up all the face goo after the faces have melted. And haters are going to be crying. I think that the XRP haters are going to be crying, and I just don't freaking care. So I'm going to run through that, and I got a couple neat stories in terms of price action and where we're going, because look, I'm pro Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin to do well, and I think indefinitely it will. And in terms of price action, because people look, whether it makes sense or not, and I've always thought it sounds weird because Bitcoin doesn't do anything. Like Bitcoin to be a store of value just in and of itself, if it's not driving additional value, then what is it actually storing as that value? It sounds weird, but I also do acknowledge that standards matter, and because it was the first cryptocurrency, perhaps it is indeed the case that Bitcoin will have true staying power forever. Maybe that is the case. Let's just let time pass and see what happens. The more time passes, the less convinced I am that things are going to change, because look, the market's speaking to us here, and whether or not I think it makes sense ultimately doesn't matter if the market disagrees with me. So I'll just say that. But I do think XRP is going to substantially outperform Bitcoin. So there's this piece from the Daily Hodl. Crypto trader who turned $2,300 into $100,000 says Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin in 2021. And so I just thought it was a neat story and wanted to share it with you, but I'm going to make a broader point, because although I do believe in the idea that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin over the next market cycle and then throughout 2021, it really comes down to the fact that, look, Bitcoin is the largest cap coin that there is. Way more money has to flow in just to get it to double in price. Way less money has to flow in for ETH, and even less has to flow into XRP to get it to double. And so it just makes all the sense in the world, in my humble opinion. And then I've got this piece from Cointelegraph. Rich Dad Poor Dad author explains why Bitcoin will see $50,000 next year. And again, with Bitcoin leading the market, that matters to us as XRP holders, because I'll tell you what, if Bitcoin sees $50,000 in next year, even if XRP lags behind a little bit, can you imagine the ridiculous price action that we're going to see occur within XRP? I just think it's going to be staggering. I firmly feel that way, and fine, if I'm wrong, then I deserve to lose everything. I get it. It's risky investing in XRP and crypto, fine, but I could not be more confident for the long haul here. As I record this, XRP is at 45.6 cents. Bitcoin is at $19,334. Market cap for the asset class, $567 billion, and Bitcoin dominance at 63.22%. Now, do you guys remember how people were complaining about price action for XRP on a daily basis, when it would go from even when it went from 24 cents down to 22 cents? Oh my god, you see the people and they just be kind of complaining. I'd see it even in the comment section in my own YouTube videos. And look, I sympathize if you're feeling emotional strain because you put money in something and it's going down. But it's so funny how relative everything is, because so many people jumped into XRP as it was running back up, and I'm seeing the same stuff now. Like XRP, at its low point in 2021 was 10 or 11 cents, and as I'm recording this, it's 45 cents. You know, that's over 400% compared to its 2020 low. But it's all relative. And so, yeah, I have people talking, oh my gosh, XRP's down another 3% today, 5% this day, this or that. And it's just volatile. And it's like, is this surprising to you? Like, this is how the crypto asset class has been behaving for over a decade. And it's just fascinating that people have not availed themselves of all of the chart history, because if you did that, at least if you had the data, you could start to try to not let your emotions impact what you're doing. And so here's a quote from chart analyst Credible Crypto, who now has 85,000 followers on Twitter. And he wrote the following: "If you're concerned about XRP dropping 2.5% against Bitcoin now, you're getting too caught up in the low time frames." And this is what I've been saying forever on this channel. I've been saying it freaking forever. You have to zoom out on charts to see what happens, because what I can tell you this: whenever you purchase a crypto, it's a virtual certainty that at some point before we hit a new plateau, it will be worth less money than when you purchased it. It's a virtual certainty, almost 100% chance that's going to happen. And if you're not aware of this, you're going to get seriously shaken out of the market. And it's just fascinating to me that even in bull markets, the people that respond like that, like there are going to be a lot of people that will lose money in a bull market. In a positive upward trending market, there will be people that suck so much at not letting emotions drive what they do that they will absolutely lose money. And so while I'm sympathetic to the fact that you can feel it, you got to harness this stuff. And this is not me offering financial advice. This is me saying make your own informed decision, but don't let emotion drive it. That's all I'm saying. Then there's this tweet from DIY Investing, and I just going to read the top part. "Remember when everyone said XRP was S-word coin that was going to zero?" And then he basically went on to show, yeah, well, it was obvious that was never going to happen. And I've been saying this forever. There's so much evidence that, quite simply, XRP is just following the price action of Bitcoin. So I always just laugh. But it kind of frustrates me when there's these ideological-driven Bitcoin maxi trolls that just sound like this, like, Bitcoin, no Ripple, no XRP, and then they go waddle away back to their bridge, staying warm next to their dumpster fire, eating room temperature cottage cheese, trying to charge people Bitcoin to cross the bridge, but then that takes like 3 to 5 days at times of high network congestion because Bitcoin blockchain's too damn slow. See, that's all happening. And while they were doing that, while they were saying that, I'm just like, what about the chart history? What about the fact that the whole market moves in tandem? Does that matter? So it's always so laughable. Oh, I don't know. Sometimes those little waddling around Bitcoin maxi trolls, I don't know. They smell bad and they smell like sadness and cottage cheese, but I don't know. There's something kind of cute about them. I don't know what to say. And here's a chart analyst, XRP chart analyst, a blockchain backer, who wrote today, "I'm buying XRP," in all caps. "The XRP price chart hits weekly support, and I bought it as Bitcoin pushes all-time high." And so like you gotta expect retracements. Like things like I keep saying, they clearly don't go up in some sort of straight line without some sort of pullback. Ultimately, this is to be expected. So fine, I understand all the other people are going to get shaken out that don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's just so funny to me, the people that in a matter of days, like they bought in around 70, 75 cents, whatever, and then it goes down a little bit, and like 3, 4, 5 days later, they see, oh, this is not going well, and then they just like bail out of it. Meanwhile, I dollar cost averaged in. That's right, I purchased XRP for almost 3 full years, mostly in a bear market. And so I saw all of the XRP that I ever bought worth less money than when I purchased it, at least for a portion of that time. It's not until now that I'm finally up, and I would not be up if not for a very long-term mindset, and it's just too bad some people don't get this. Here was chart analyst Dennis Surachuk. I'm not going to read the piece. I don't want to go through it. I try and in this channel not get into too much of the technical stuff. There are other channels that specialize in that if you're looking for that type of thing. But suffice it to say, he did say that you could potentially see a pullback to as low as 40 cents in the short term. That would be like the next level, perhaps. And that's and he's certainly not being a troll. Like I think that he's being intellectually honest with the way that he's approaching his analysis here on the charts. But I will say that's the most bearish opinion from somebody that I don't think is a troll that I've come across. And that's just for the short term. But even so, all the analysts that I'm following, everybody acknowledges, yeah, the macro trend's in place. So if you just don't emotionally buy and sell, the message that I'm picking up from them is that holding is the key. And if you just hold and don't worry if your investment is down in some sort of short-term time frame after you purchase it, then you might get some rewards in the future. especially if 2021 indeed ends up being the year for XRP. And again, the way these analysts are talking, if they're right, the answer is yes. Melted faces everywhere. It's going to be totally gross. All right, into this piece from the Daily Hodl. A crypto trader who turned $2,300 into $100,000 says Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin in 2021. And it's nice to me. It's like we got a little glimpse of the wild markets, at a minimum, a little bit of a glimpse towards the tail end of 2020 here, which is good, especially considering the dumpster fire of a year that this has been with the pandemic and everything here. But I think that this is just like a prelude to what we're going to see in 2021 for a ton of reasons. Like, markets are cyclical, and so if the analysts are right, and they probably are, about where we are in this market cycle, how could we not see some crazy stuff over the calendar year of 2021? So I'm expecting it. But anyway, a crypto trader and analyst known for turning a couple $1,000s into $100,000 in a summer trading competition says he's ready for Ethereum to outpace Bitcoin in the new year. The pseudonymous investor, who goes by the name Salsa Tequila, tells his 58,000 Twitter followers that he's accumulated a substantial allocation of the second largest cryptocurrency in preparation for 2020. And by the way, I will note out here, and so like props to him, not going to take away anything that he did there, pulling that off super duper. I will note that he is anti-XRP. I am familiar with this particular analyst. I still think it's a cool story, so I wanted to share it. But it's just talk about having blinders on, because he's so right about Ethereum. Go to the very next cryptocurrency, and the answer is no. Isn't that silly? But anyway, here's a quote from him. I own an uncomfortable amount of ETH, and then parentheses spot, so spot exchange, I guess. Bought more again today with the trading gains. I think it will outperform Bitcoin in the coming year. It's the only way I can hold a swing trade for a long time, by owning the asset. I would never succeed with leverage. And so the trader says he's not expecting a rally to happen right away. He's keeping his eye on the top cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and says he doesn't think it's ready to surpass resistance at $20,000 yet. And here's another quote. I don't see much to do for Bitcoin trading right now. No idea what direction it picks, which means if I scalp, I need to monitor for both entry and exit. There would be no letting trades run. Not saying it's going to jump, just think it's probably a good price to sell into fiat until I believe we break $20,000, which isn't now, in my opinion. And so most of what he's citing there, it's like he's sharing what he's doing in terms of trading. And to me, for the average person, trading is about the worst thing you can do. This is my humble opinion. If you're jumping into the world of crypto, trading and trying to time markets is the worst thing you can do. Data shows that over 90% of humans that do that end up losing money. Data shows that people that are patient and don't allow emotion to influence their buying and selling, the hodlers, those individuals make money. There's endless data on this. And so that's why I always go back to, like, if you feel emotions when there's price action, that just means you're human. That means that you're normal. That's okay. But it's like, what do you do with that? And can you calm yourself down and just be like, hey, bro, chill. And so for me, the answer is yes. I am emotionally bulletproof when it comes to this stuff. I mean, I'll tell you what, the longer you're in this, the easier it gets once you just experience it and go through it. And you're like, yeah, this is just what happens. The people that FOMO and panic sell, it's just the whole lemmings off a cliff thing. And I decide not to participate. All right, now into this last piece. I like this from Cointelegraph. Rich Dad, Poor Dad author explains why Bitcoin will see $50,000 next year. Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, says Bitcoin is heading to $50,000 in 2021. Kiyosaki pinpointed that a wall of institutional money is coming to Bitcoin in 2021, which could push the price up further. And here's what I wanted to highlight with this, especially since we already know that XRP simply follows the price action of Bitcoin. This is part of a larger, more, just certainly much more broad story than some people realize at this point, but there's a reason I keep sharing these types of stories on this channel. I really want to hammer this point home because it's of crucial importance. Okay? And so in terms of institutional money, this wall of institutional money coming, understand this. I understand. So the third ever halving of Bitcoin happened earlier this year, and I know with each halving it matters less and less and less because you're already talking about like 18.5 million Bitcoin out of 21 million max. It's already out into the wild. I got that, but consider this: like even if the supply stayed the same, what happens then as demand comes in? Well, the only way that people are going to be willing to sell is like, depending on who you are, it's like if the price goes up. And so it is simple supply and demand dynamics at play here. And what he's saying here, this is just another individual saying what I've been sharing with you for a long time, especially over the last 2 months as I've seen it amp up. Institutional money is increasingly coming in. There's a finite amount of Bitcoin. In fact, most of it that's made it out into wild, like what you consider the circulating supply. The circulating supply, which here I can tell you what it is now. I got Live Coin Watch open. I think it's open here. Yeah, circulating supply. So that's what they're considering out in the wild. So 18.5 million. I don't know. Okay, so I guess the dollar figure's not here. But regardless, understand that like 4 million of that is lost forever. That's the best estimate that humans have come up with at this point. And most of the rest of it is not for sale on markets, and most of the rest of it is in deep cold storage from people that are not going to be selling it anytime soon. And so the best estimate that I saw, which I shared on this channel within the last several days or so, is that there's only about 1.8 million Bitcoin out of the 18.5 that they call circulating. Again, circulating doesn't mean it's all available. There's about 1.8 million Bitcoin available for the whole world to fight over. And consider this too. This might blow your mind too. There are about what was the number I just heard? I believe it was on the whole planet. And consider, I think there's about 7.8 billion humans on the planet right now. It's something like, the best estimate is that about 100 million humans own at least one cryptocurrency or have ever purchased it. Maybe they're not even in the market now. They may be out, but that's it. 100 million out of 7.8 billion. So it's a tiny percentage. Now consider this. So out of 100 million people that have ever touched a cryptocurrency themselves, you know how many XRP accounts there are? I didn't check right before recording this, but I know about where it is. It's about 2.2 million. So out of that, think about that. Out of that 100 million, about 2% of them, roughly, have ever touched XRP. And we don't know what the exact number is. It could be plus or minus that for reasons I won't go into for the purpose of this video. But suffice it to say, almost no humans on the planet have ever touched this. And more money is coming into Bitcoin, which is very scarce, institutional money. And when that happens, it brings extra attention to the altcoin market, including, obviously, XRP, which is number 3 in market cap. And so when that happens, think about it. Do you see how scarce this all is? People that think 100 billion XRP is a lot don't know what the hell they're talking about. The market cap for the asset, for this particular asset, is minuscule. As I record it, it's less than 21 billion. Bitcoin is at 359 billion. Don't get hung up on the total supply. Holy hell, there's almost no money in XRP. I mean, this is the smallest asset class by quite a wide margin. Quite a wide margin. And so if these people are right, and I think they are, in terms of the direction this is all going, well, Bitcoin's only getting more scarce, and institutional demand is coming up dramatically. Consider that even PayPal purchasing Bitcoin, they were purchasing last month, I think it was at least 70% of the Bitcoin being mined. And so ultimately what happened is like more Bitcoin was by a good bit was being purchased than was being created. And that's largely because of PayPal. Like, that's one freaking entity, my friends. And they've got a few hundred million users. Like, they've got more people on their platform than the total number of people that have ever purchased a cryptocurrency. I think that they have 300 million. And so there'd be some overlap there, I get that. But probably not too much. Probably not too much. It's just astonishing to me. But anyway, back to this piece now. Kiyosaki, who is also a real estate mogul and an investor in precious metals, has historically liked various stores of value, including silver. Based on the institutional inflow into Bitcoin, Kiyosaki noted that Bitcoin below $20,000 is ideal, as $50,000 is the next target. And here's a quote. "Glad I bought Bitcoin. Next stop, $50,000. Wall of institutional money coming 2021. Buy below $20,000. If you missed Bitcoin, buy silver. Silver set to move due to AOC's Green New Deal." Now, I'm not getting into the politics of that. That's not what I do on this channel. I'm just covering a quote. "America in trouble. Future bright for gold, silver, Bitcoin, and entrepreneurs." And so, again, just don't forget, cryptocurrencies are scarce and demand is increasing. So, again, simple supply-demand dynamics, and we know that XRP follows Bitcoin. This is incredible. Lots of melted faces coming in 2021 as a result of XRP price increase, mark my words. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because if anything I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!